Hey guys, my name is Ricky Hayes and welcome to another video today. In today's video, I am going to go through Facebook ads dynamic creatives. Dynamic creatives are the new way of running Facebook ads to help you reduce your cost per purchase, increase your click-through rate, and most importantly, reduce saturation from others stealing your ideas with your ads. Dynamic creatives is basically uploading creatives but making it so that Facebook will dynamically put different pieces of the creative together to make it new and fresh. So you might have 3 different images, 3 different videos, 3 different headlines, and it might make multiple combinations of all such, okay? Now, we're going to go into how this sort of works and how you can look at it, and then also you can look into how you can actually break down what combination is working best so you can actually optimize around that as well. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's get into the meat and bones of this. So we're in our test ad account again. I'm just going to discard from the previous video the draft there, so we start fresh. I know everyone likes to make sure that we start fresh. It makes things a lot easier. So if I, pardon me, if I go sales. So I just choose sales because that's generally the type of campaign that I run. Obviously, you can do this with any type of campaign. I give it a naming convention. So again, I'm just used to doing it this way with my agency. Creative. And I usually call it something like DSO, Dynamic, DCO, Dynamic Creative Optimization. And give it your budget. Now you can do an A/B test as well. I don't really do many A/B tests through actual campaigns. You more do it at a different one. But let's go into the ad set. Again, we're just going to give it a name, DCO. And then let's just say interest 1, whatever the interest is. All you do is you flick that on. You can provide creative elements such as image headlines that will be automatically used to generate variations, right? Certain variations such as automatically cropping an image or applying a carousel. So, you know, like it won't just do one type of creative as well. It might use it for different types, okay? So, and it will optimize it per the placement. So Facebook really try to help you with that. Again, you know, you put in all your general placements, always optimize for conversions for most of us. And then again, you know, we go down to the ad level. And we're just going to call this DCO, ad test 1, right? So, okay, so you have your link. You can see I have a link here, you know, whatever that might look like, www.dogs.com. So you can actually use that to find images if you want. If you don't have it, I don't recommend doing that. If you have a graphics team, which I recommend you do, or you do your own graphics, it's better to do it that way. So here you go, select images. Okay, so you know, this is a test ad account where I've used for heaps of different things. So you can choose multiple images, okay? And you just, there we go. And then you can go videos, and there you go, okay? So simple as that. Once you upload it, you can just add it all, and it will just add it all. So right now, we have quite a number of images and videos, and your primary text. We put test 1, and then you add a new option, okay? So you can add multiple options. So test 2, and you can see as well, depending on the type of placement, you know, like sometimes, as you can see, the images I've chosen are very well optimized. But again, you can sort of see a preview of the placements, and the same with headlines. So look, what I generally recommend you do when you're doing these tests is don't do everything dramatically different. So if you're doing a test on a product or service that's working quite well, you want to use the same type of video, the same type of image, and slightly change it, okay? So what I generally do is I might have one video that's 30 seconds long, and the first 5 seconds being the hook in that video would be different, right? So everything else is the same, but the first 5 seconds, okay? Because, you know, when it comes to social media marketing now, the first 5 to 6 seconds is the most important part to actually hook someone in for the long term of that content. So That's why you want to try and keep simple. So I'm not saying you have to make a whole new creative for every single one. You can use the same one and make alterations. Okay, it is like split testing. Okay, so instead of doing the split testing at the ad set level, you do it in the creative level, and you just run multiple versions of the same thing. Okay, and so, you know, if it's an image, it might be the same image, but the text might be larger, the text might be placed in a different spot. While these things might sound minute, they are important, because for some reason people resonate with things in different ways. Okay, I've been consistently surprised. So just make sure you keep an open mind. Obviously, you can go edit the media as well, and, you know, we can go change it for the type of one as well. So now, you know, it's better optimized, but obviously the image is not. And you can sort of see, you know, I generally leave it as original and let Facebook optimize for it, and sort of then go from there accordingly. Okay, what you can do, as I said, is you can upload the same image but as a different placement as well. Okay, so you can even create videos, but I don't do that. I do it all manually. You have more control. Again, same with headlines. Is you go headline 1, and it even gives you text suggestions. I don't personally use it. Always best to do it manually, or a big thing people use now is ChatGPT. Headline 2, and so on, right? It will just keep doing that. The description, same thing. Description 1 and description 2. You can only have one URL parameter, okay, website, so just always keep that in mind. So basically you're testing the images and the videos, right? So again, use the same image, different variations, same video, different variations, okay? And what you can do is, it is strongly recommended to also put it for Reels placement, you know, Reels/Shorts or Reels for Facebook is really important now. So make sure that you are obviously as well trying to upload at least one Reel optimized video and one Reel optimized image. It does make a difference because, you know, the new big trend now. Display link can be whatever. You can add, I know most people don't use their phone number. If you're running a service, this is fantastic. I've actually found great success with this. I know this isn't related specifically to it, but I definitely recommend using the show call extension. Okay, it really works quite well. You have your pixel again, and then your URL parameters, and that's pretty much it. You can see it's fundamentally the same, okay, but it's just slightly different, right? I prefer to do it this way. This way works for me. I recommend that you would run 3 images at minimum and 3 videos at minimum, okay? And one of those 3 is to be a Reel related image and video, okay? So that you can at least have that placement as well, okay? So Facebook will help you with this as an example, excuse me. And that's pretty much it, right? That's how you run dynamic creatives on Facebook ads. As for the budget, again, because you are running multiple creatives, okay, you want to give it at least a 7-day window, okay, with probably a $25 a day budget per ad set that you're running in there, okay? Because you're running multiple creatives, you need to give it time and you need to put in the money. So if you're running 3 ad sets, you're wanting to test 3 different interests, all with the same DSO creatives, then please make sure you have $75 a day. I recommend $25 a day per ad set for DSO. Really important as well, unless this has changed, but when you generally run a DSO, you might have to duplicate the ad set depending on your ads manager. Historically, you couldn't duplicate dynamic creatives once published. So make sure that what I generally recommend that you do is make your 3 ad sets, or however many ad sets you're planning to run, then make your DSO in all of those ad sets all pretty much at the same time, right? So that way it's all consistent. You don't have to do all these manual workarounds. I mean, it doesn't take long, but it does look like, you know, in this business manager that you can copy it, but in the past you couldn't. So just as a little pro tip, make sure that your ads manager, you can duplicate it before publishing, okay, because otherwise you might have to do some extra manual work, which is always a bit of a pain when you're strict on time, okay? So, excuse me, so, pardon me. So that's pretty much how you run dynamic creatives on Facebook ads. It is very much the same. I will also say I recommend that you run CBO as well. Again, if you're on a limited budget, run ABO, $25 per ad set. If you are, you know, comfortable with spending and expecting some more losses that long term will make more sense, I recommend that you run At the campaign level, $75, okay? If you're running 3 ad sets, 1 ad set, $25, and so on, okay? I always recommend CBO. If you can run CBO plus DSO and that you're optimizing that, Facebook will do most of the heavy lifting for you, okay? You don't need to find a lot of interest now. I'm consistently finding now that it's not about the amount of interests that you actually find. It's about the quality of those interests. I've, for a number of clients, for example, used the same interest and just test new products, and it always works. And they're in the millions, okay, in the millions, and it just works, okay? So for those even doing drop shipping, I don't recommend testing a lot of audiences. I recommend testing less audiences, still large audiences, single interest targeting audiences to your respective audience, and letting it optimize over the longer term, okay? If you're on a lower budget, obviously that is a very different story, but generally I find for those, especially brands, running less interests with DSO, CBO enabled, generally stabilizes and optimizes better over the longer term, okay? And when I say longer term, I'm generally talking at least 14 days to see that consistency of stabilization. Hey guys, so that's how you set up Facebook ads, dynamic creatives, with some additional tips. I hope that really helped with the additional tips. I like to make sure that things are more clear and defined, not just sort of step by step, because there is a lot of contextual understanding that's really important. It's pretty simple to do, as you can sort of see, and strongly recommended to set up this way so you can run campaigns with less work over time, right? Especially a social media marketer, it's really important that you value your time, because social media marketing does take a lot of time. As I said, I always recommend CBO. I want to make that very clear as well. So lastly, I just wanted to say I hope you have really enjoyed this content. Please let me know if you have any other content ideas. I have a number of ideas as we sort of do more of these every week as well. So I hope you have found this quite helpful. If you did like this, please be sure to like this video, follow this channel for more weekly content and reels and shorts that is coming out as well. Other than that, thank you very much for your time. Take care and goodbye.